Hi guys, thanks for joining me in my studio today. You may have noticed, or you may be looking at the picture that I've painted here and think, I've seen that before. Because yeah, I did do this as a painting in oil paints, but now I've reworked it as a pointillism painting. And I've done that by creating a set of brushes that belong to the pointillism pack that allows you to overpaint a traced image. So you can load an image in as a tracing, and then you can just use the brush and it will select the colours from that tracing. Now, I know you can do this within Artrage anyway, but it's a bit fiddly because as soon as you decide that you want to use some real colour, you have to start going to the menus to find out how to choose the select from the traced image again. So I've created these brushes, and I've also made some super fine pointillism brushes, a full set, so you can get much finer dots. I felt the first set were a little bit coarse, but I've left them in there as well because some people might want to use those, but these are much finer. So I know this is controversial, but let's just look at the video and see how I get on. So what I want to do today is show you a different way of using the pointillism brush. So I've got a canvas size of 5,000 pixels by 4,000. It's fairly decent size, but I'm going to use the tracing feature. So I guess I go to view. I've never used this before. I go to tracing panel and then load a tracing, and what I'm going to do, I'm actually going to trace over not a photo but a painting I've already done. So in here somewhere, if I go to, well, I know where I've got a copy of it. I'm going to do a still life that I've painted before. I think it was in Artrage. Still life, here we go. And these oranges, I am going to use that as a traced image. And I've done this because I wanted to, I've never tried tracing before in Artrage, and I just wanted to see the potential of what we could do. So I've now created a second set of pointillism brushes, which are much finer. So they've got a tag of SF, which means super fine, because I felt the others, I've kept the others. I've got both sets now. We've got pointillism and pointillism superfine. I've now spelt pointillism correctly as well. So the ones I'm going to use are these reference brushes right at the bottom of my superfine pointillism brushes. There's 4 of them: background, reference, detail, reference fine, and reference large. So I'm going to use the background brush, and you'll see, oops, I haven't got the background brush selected. Let's select the background brush. And as soon as I start painting with that, you'll see that it's just picking the colour up from the painting. And I know there's some of you out there that say that you're not the best artist, you know, you can't draw very well. And I've kind of made this for people that are probably starting out and are a little bit uncomfy, and they want to try and produce something that is better than what they could probably do freehand. And we can all have an argument about, is it right to trace or not? And I'm not into the ethics of that. Just, you know, I'm just using the technology here. So this is a background brush. You can see it's not pointillism at all. And I'm just sort of roughing around these shapes. Got a little strawberry in there. There we go. So this is the stage 1. So you still are painting, but you don't have to worry about colour and you don't have to worry about actually drawing anything. It's all done for you. If I knock the opacity of this tracing down, you can see the painting. So I quite like that as a painting all by itself, just done with the tracing tool. So I'm guessing I'm going to get loads of comments about how you shouldn't trace and everything, but I'm just using the technology, and I would, if I paint, I've done hundreds and hundreds of videos, and I just paint what I see or what I want to paint, but I just felt this would be fun to do. So I'm now going to my reference, superfine reference, large brush, so I can get some of these dots on quickly. And that's the only reason you'd use the large. The actual dot size is the same for the fine, the detail, and the the large. I've said them all on the large, detail, and fine. The actual dot size is the same. It's just the footprint of the brush that's different. And you can see this is picking up colour off the canvas for me. Look at that. I can put this back up a bit, I suppose. Although I don't really need to at this point. Let's have a zoom in at this. And you can see how the paint's got a little bit of texture to it. Fast painting, is this a bit naughty? I don't know. If you wanted to knock something out quick and it was a commercial job, why would this be wrong? People don't want to pay you a lot of money and you're doing it commercially. I don't see how this would be wrong to use this. How quickly can you do a painting? And the other thing with this is you can use it as a there's not a lot of skill going off here, is there? You can use this as a starting point to get your painting started, and then you can start using the other brushes, which are actual proper painting brushes, and paint straight over it. You could do some nice portrait works with this, I would imagine. Got my signature going in there. This takes literally minutes, look. I'm glad I've done this finer brush. I felt the others were a little bit coarse. This would probably be the one that I use by default. And this is all done with the large brush. Right. I've got to ask the question, what do you think? Is it cheating? Is it not cheating? Is there a time when you would see that you could use it and it'd be okay? For me, I think it's all right to use all the time. If somebody wanted a picture of a cat, a portrait of a cat, And I don't like drawing animals and things. You know, pet portraits. If somebody asked me for a pet portrait and they wanted it in a pointillism style, I would totally use this. And that's the thing now. Would you like me to develop brushes like this for oil painting and maybe for watercolour? That would be a cool concept. So I've kind of got the thing painted, but I'm now going to go in with the the detail brush first of all, and just sort of sharpen up around the bottles. If I zoom in, the dots should be the same size. See? But it's just that I'm working with a finer brush. And I can go in with the super fine to really, you know, if I want to get an edge sharp, nice and sharp. There we go. And let's just say I wanted to add my own colour. I can then go up to these other brushes and choose, say, paint colour fine. Pick a colour off the canvas, which sounds like I'm cheating, but once I've picked that colour, I can paint with it. Oh, I've got to select the colour here. I can paint with that and sort of put like highlights in. You see, it's actually there. You can see I can sort of just tweak it a little bit, and so now I'm doing actual painting. I'm not tracing, just to give it that human feel. I can pick a colour off here, and then I can choose, make it lighter, possibly put a little highlight there. Like that. There we go. And maybe just a little bit of detail into these leaves. And then I could sign it again. So that is it. Don't forget, these brushes are available free for 1 month of the making of this video. After that, there will be a small fee, but I really like that. I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, a big thumbs up as always is much appreciated. And if you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing, because I have lots of videos like this and I would love to be sharing them with you. So hopefully I'll see you all in the next one. Bye.